Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Get ready to immerse yourself in a gripping story that will send chills down your spine. Prepare for a journey into a world of suspense and psychological horror, but pay close attention. At the end, there's a quiz to test how well you remember the details. Turn down the lights and keep your wits about you. Let's dive into the darkness together.
I woke up to an eerie silence that blanketed my apartment. Every corner felt heavy with secrets I couldn't yet understand. A chill crawled up my spine as I noticed the first signs of something amiss. The familiar space now seemed foreign and laden with unspoken dread. Late at night, I heard soft, deliberate footsteps echoing through the hall. The sound was both rhythmic and unnerving, as if someone was stalking every move I made. My heart pounded in a steady, anxious beat. Each step a reminder of an unseen presence. I strained to listen, feeling both vulnerable and hunted. I approached the door at the end of the hallway, drawn by a mix of fear and morbid curiosity. As I reached out, the door creaked open with a sound that echoed like a whisper of lost memories. The darkness beyond seemed to beckon me, offering no promise of safety. My instincts screamed to turn back, but I was compelled to see what lay ahead. Inside the dark room, I caught a glimpse of my reflection in an old, tarnished mirror. The face staring back seemed distorted, as if marred by an unseen force. Every line and shadow on my face morphed into a mask of terror. I felt a deep, unshakable sense of foreboding, as if my very soul was being mirrored back at me in despair. I stepped back into the corridor, only to realize that the space had shifted into something unrecognizable. Walls appeared to stretch and contract, creating a labyrinth of disorienting passageways. My mind struggled to reconcile reality with the surreal distortion before me. Each step was a descent deeper into uncertainty and dread. In a small alcove, I discovered an old sepia-tone photograph lying on a dusty table. The image depicted a group of unfamiliar faces, their expressions haunting and desperate. I felt an inexplicable connection to the figures, as if they were calling out for redemption. My hands trembled as I held the fragile photo, wondering about the untold stories behind those eyes. As I continued my exploration, faint whispers began to fill the air around me. The voices were indistinct but laden with sorrow and warning. Every word seemed to echo from a distance, as if carried by the wind through forgotten memories. I felt a shudder run through my body, the whispers weaving into the fabric of my own fears. Compelled by a mixture of dread and curiosity, I descended the creaking stairs into the basement. The air grew colder and the walls damp with the residue of time. Every step echoed in the vast emptiness, intensifying my growing sense of isolation. The deeper I went, the more I felt as though I was entering a realm where forgotten souls resided. In the basement, I discovered a network of narrow, labyrinthine hallways. The passageways twisted in impossible angles, defying logic and reason. Every turn revealed a new shadow, each more ominous than the last. I felt the weight of unseen eyes tracking my every move, as if the building itself was alive with malevolence. As I moved cautiously through the hallways, I began to notice objects shifting on their own. A chair would slide across the floor without explanation. A book would fall off a shelf seemingly by itself. The environment grew increasingly hostile, as if mocking my presence. I fought the urge to run, knowing that every small movement was a deliberate act of defiance by the unseen force. Every nerve in my body felt electrified as I became hyper-aware of my surroundings. The sound of my heartbeat was deafening in the oppressive silence. I strained my eyes in the darkness, searching for any sign of movement or presence. The sensation of being watched was overwhelming, and every shadow became a potential threat. In a forgotten corner of the basement, I stumbled upon a small, locked chest. Its surface was etched with symbols that pulsed with a cold, unnatural light. My hands trembled as I reached out to touch it, feeling an electric jolt of dread. I knew that within that chest lay the key to the mystery, yet also the seeds of my own undoing. I turned to see a figure standing in the darkness, its eyes fixed on me with an intensity that froze my blood. The figure was barely distinguishable, shrouded in tattered clothing and an aura of despair. Its gaze was unblinking, as if it saw right through me, exposing every hidden fear. I felt a paralyzing terror, knowing that this encounter was no mere coincidence. Every instinct screamed at me to flee, yet I remained frozen in place as terror gripped my heart. My surroundings seemed to close in, the walls pulsating as if alive. The oppressive silence was broken only by the sound of my ragged breathing. I felt trapped in a nightmare where every moment was an eternity of fear and uncertainty. In a moment of unbearable terror, I discovered an inscription etched into the wall that revealed a hidden truth. The message was cryptic, yet painfully clear, a warning of what was to come. I felt the cold grip of fate as the words resonated in my mind, unraveling the mystery piece by piece. My pulse raced as I realized that everything I had experienced was part of a dark design. Panicked, I bolted from the basement, the weight of dread propelling my every step. The corridors blurred past as I ran, each turn revealing new horrors lurking in the shadows. My heart pounded with a frantic rhythm, echoing the terror that had taken root in my soul. Every footfall was a desperate bid for survival in a place that had become a living nightmare. At what I believed was my final escape, I encountered the unthinkable, a mirror of my own face, yet not my own at all. The reflection smiled with a cold, sinister satisfaction as it stepped out of the mirror, merging my fate with its dark destiny. In that harrowing moment, I understood that I had been lured into a trap of my own making. The horrifying truth struck me. The true monster was the reflection of my deepest fears, coming to claim what was rightfully mine.
Now, it's time for you to test your attention to detail. Answer these questions to see how closely you were paying attention to the story. What did I first notice in my apartment that hinted something was wrong? What sound set my nerves on edge in the hallway? How did the door behave as I approached it? What was peculiar about my reflection in the mirror? How did the corridor change after I re-entered it? What did I find on the dusty table in the alcove? What filled the air as I explored further? What did the basement stairs evoke as I descended? What unusual phenomenon occurred in the hallways? What inscription revealed a hidden truth? Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments how many questions you got right and what you thought of the story. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe for more terrifying experiences. Your support keeps these stories coming. See you in the next one.